Hello everyone, in this video we will be using the sales table and I'll show you what are the basic transformations that you can apply to date or time columns. So to apply transformations to date and time columns, we need to go to the transform tab, and based on the transformation we would like to apply, we need to choose either the date drop down or the time drop down. Let's start with the date drop down. The most important transformation in this drop down and maybe in the entire date and time column transformation group, the most important transformation is the age transformation, which simply returns the number of days between the listed date and today's date. So be cautious when you use this transformation, as every time you refresh your data, the number would change based on which date today's date is. So for example, today's date is the 4th of March 2021. If I select age, it would return 5,175 days. If I refresh the same data set tomorrow, it would return 5,176 days. So be cautious when you use this transformation. Going back to this column and going to the date group of transformations, if I choose date only, it would return the date and remove the time from this date time column. If I choose year, month, quarter, or week, I can select the number of the year or the month or the quarter or the number of the week in terms of its order in year, and I can also choose the or return the start of the year date, start of the month date, start of the quarter date, or even start of the week date. So these are all pretty much the same. I think the most interesting one of them is the week of year. So if I select this one, it would return the number of week in the year. Of course, every year has 52 or sometimes 53 weeks. So it would return a number between 1 to 52. Additionally, from the week transformation list, we can choose the number of weeks in the month itself. So that would return a number between 1 and 4 based on the order of that week in each month. And going back here, if we check the month transformations, beside the month number that could be returned from here, we could also return start of month and end of month. We have already discussed that, as we said that this transformation, that is start of month, end of month, and number of month, are all applicable to year, quarter, and week. So we can return year, start of year, end of year, quarter, start of quarter, end of quarter, and week, start of week or end of week date. So beside that, with the month drop down, we can also return the number of days in the month. So that would be either 28, 30, or 31. And also, using the month drop down, we can return the name of the month. Going back here and going to the day transformations, we can return the number of day in the month. So that would return a number between 1 to 31. And we can also return the number of day in terms of week. So that would return a number between 0 to 6. 0 would be given to Sunday, and it starts counting from Sunday, so Monday would be given 1 and Tuesday would be given 2, and so on. And also we can return the number of day of the year. So that would return a number between 1 to 365. And also we can return, and over here we can return the start of the day or end of the day, as this is already showing the start of the day, as all of these rows are showing the start of the day at midnight. If we choose start of the day, nothing would change. But if we delete this, go back here and choose end of the day, watch what happens. It would add one more day, as the end of a day is the start of another day. So earlier we had the 2nd of January here, and that was the start of that day at 12 after midnight. So the end of the 2nd of January would be the beginning of the following day, that is the 3rd of January at 12 after midnight. And over here we can return the earliest or the latest date in that entire column. Be aware that if we choose either of these transformations, it would return a single value for the entire table or convert the entire table into a single value. So if I choose earliest, it would return the earliest date in the entire column and convert the entire table into one single value, that is this date. Same thing for the latest date transformation. As for the time transformations, they are pretty identical to the date transformations. So first of all, I can isolate the time and remove the date by choosing time only. Or I can select the hour, the minute, or the second and isolate it from the rest of the date and time. So if I select hour to return the hour number, that would be 0, of course, because all of these times are right after midnight, and that is identified as 0. And if I select this back and select start of hour or end of hour, if we have times with fractions, it would return the start of the hour for each single time or the end of the hour for each single time. Finally, we will talk about durations. So if you remember at the beginning of our video, I showed you how to get the duration between this date and today's date. So if I click on date and select age, it would return the number of days, hours, minutes, seconds, and even milliseconds between the date of right now or the time right now and the date and time listed over here. And that column would be highlighted with a clock icon to indicate that this is a duration column. Now, out of this column, I could get many things. So first of all, you would see that the duration drop down is now highlighted and I can select any of the options available on it. But earlier, when that column was identified as a date time column, that duration drop down was not highlighted and I could not choose any option out of it. So out of the duration drop down, I could choose to return just the number of days, or hours, minutes, or seconds. So if I select hours, watch what happens. So for that first row, it is showing 5,175 days and 21 hours. So if I select this column and select hours, it would return the hour component of that duration. But if I select that same column, then go to duration and select total hours, it would return the total number of hours in that duration. Or in other words, it would translate the duration into number of hours. Same concept applies for minutes, seconds, and years. So if I select total years, it would return the number of years between today's date and that date listed above. And that's all we need to know about date, time, and duration transformations. See you in the next video. If you like this type of content, subscribe to our channel, hit like, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And by the way, we also offer Power BI consulting and training services at www.powerbimaster.com. See you in the next video.